Okay, good afternoon. Oh no, it's actually good day or good afternoon to everyone, depending on how what time you're actually watching this. Today we have another guest, or I don't know if it's a guest because I sound like a TV show host. Because we have another outstanding student on my list. To continue the student conversation that I had last time. Of course, the first one is we have Namira from the first batch, and Glory is our next one is Glory Samantha Lee, which is actually an incoming grade 12. In fact, she is an incoming student in my class. Okay, so we have, yes, I mentioned already that we have Glory Samantha Lee. How are you, Glory?
Hi, sir. I'm very fine today. How about you?
I'm still good. I'm still good. And thank you very much for saying yes. Of course, this is outside of the usual things that we do in school. This is a conversation between a teacher and a student outside of the official functions. Yeah. So
Yeah,
how are you coping with how students these days for the past 2 years
yeah.
have been online? Was it difficult for you?
To be honest, I'm not the kind of person who has difficulties in adapting new situation, but I do have like some things that I don't really like. An online class, for sure, it is not really convenient, I'd say, because sometimes there will be a lot of problems, especially with the internet
Mhm.
and technical difficulties that is out of our hand. Like, for example, the laptop is broken down, or like the audio is not working. There's a lot of things happen. I mean, I had to change my laptop, in the middle of my online school, because my previous laptop, it was so laggy because Teams is quite an
Heavy,
app
yeah.
that has a lot of like store that needs a lot of storage, and my previous laptop couldn't handle it. I had to change it to like a new laptop so I could be able to hear the teacher well. And I think that problem could occurs in like other students as well. I've seen a lot of students having difficulties with their internet, and not only the students but the teachers as well. They have difficulties in like planning on how to make the class environment engaging. But
Yeah.
as time passes, I think we are all used to it. And I've seen like some of my friends are liking online school now better than offline school. Like if I ask them, "Do you want to go back to school?" They'll be like, "I'm actually liking the offline online school already." So yeah, it's quite like alright, no one expected the pandemic to be this long, for sure. How about you, sir? How was your experience?
Oh, you know what? I just found out now that we share the same experience in terms of, on the first year, I think that was early part of, no, middle part of 2020. I have to buy a new laptop as well because in my case, I felt so embarrassed with my students because, I am also lagging. I keep on
Mm,
like freezing on my camera. So, and I said, oh my God, I really need to buy a new laptop. Well, actually, I bought it on installment. so, so yeah, those are the technical difficulties. Everyone is not used to the online classes. We were brought up, for teachers, we were trained to be, facing students, seeing them inside the classroom. Yeah, so it's a lot of adjustments, right? But you
yeah.
mentioned about you started with I'm having difficulty, the technicalities of it. But is there something that you like, or is there an advantage of being just at home and learning?
Of course, we don't need to wake up early, sir.
Oh yeah, right.
Like, if I have to go to school, like the physical school, I have to wake up at about 6, I think, right, to prevent traffic and all. But then if it's online school, well, school started at 8, right? I can just wake up at 7.
That's true, right?
Yeah.
I even have a student who said that if the class is at 8, She wakes up at 7:55.
Yeah, a lot of my friends do that. I
Oh,
am, but I personally wake up earlier because I
mm.
want to have breakfast and like just get ready so that I wouldn't be sleepy at class.
Uh,
Yeah, but definitely that's one of the advantage that I think everybody loves, sir.
but
We
how
can wake
about like your parents? Because now suddenly you are at home 24/7. I mean, are they happy that you are home, or at some point where there's some annoyance of, oh my God, my children are always at home and I have to attend to them all the time. Is that something? Is there something like that?
Mm, I'm not sure. I don't think so because I've never heard like my mom complaining, but I think as I remember, she was quite annoyed how we kind of become me and my brother become kind of lazy because like we just lay around and just wait for the next
Yeah,
class, and then sometimes because we can just wake up at 7 sometimes
that's
when we're a
true.
little bit kind of want to like sleep a little more, we wake up at 7:30 and she's like, you shouldn't do that, it's still school anyways.
Yeah, that's correct, right? But before the
Yeah.
pandemic, what time do you usually wake up? I mean, for
um
school.
wait, no, I'd say before I say 6, right, but when I remember, I think because if it's offline school, I think care class starts at 7:10,
Yeah, around
right?
7:15, like that.
That means I have to start going to school at 6, latest 6:30. I think 6:15. So it means I
Mm.
have to wake up at like 5:30, sir.
Wow, that's very
Yeah,
early compared to the 7 o'clock waking
definitely.
time.
Yeah, that's why it's very
Mm,
convenient at
yeah.
some point.
But how about, especially you young people, right?
Mm.
You were suddenly locked up for almost 2 years. How about the social life? How about the socializing with friends, with classmates? Was there a major change, or because of technology, it's not really something new to you?
Because my class is majority of the students in my class are like old people, right? I've known them since middle school, so I'm kind of grateful that I had my middle school offline, so I could have like that social life in middle school and not awkward with them.
Uh,
But then with the new students, thanks to the social media, actually we kind of like follow each other and kind of talk a little bit to each other. But when we meet offline, it's kind of awkward to us.
exactly right.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad, honestly. But I feel like um I kind of feel bad for those who
The new
starts
ones,
their
right?
middle school
Especially the
year
ones who started
online.
in
Yeah.
high school grade 10, right?
I think it will be difficult for them because, especially for those who went from elementary to middle school, I think if it's from middle school to high school, I don't think there's a
Not
lot of
much, right?
change. Yeah, but from elementary and middle school, it is so sad if they couldn't like experience social life because that's where you are going to learn a lot. Like there will be a lot of changes in
Especially
your
the new
social
students,
life.
right? Especially
Yeah.
the new students, they haven't been to the school. I mean, the physical school. Their new school, right?
Yeah. Like um I went to the school, right, a few days ago, and then I was with two grade 10 students. They haven't visited the school, and I just took them to go around, and they were so amazed, like, oh my god, there are these facilities. We didn't know that. They look so happy, sir, and I felt bad because um it would have been so great if they could have offline school, right?
Yeah, true. So you've mentioned that at least in your case, you experienced the school. I mean, pre-pandemic, right? So after 2 years, what do you miss about going to school?
I actually, okay, So I don't really like walking back and forth from the class to the canteen because it's so far, sir.
Yeah, actually.
But then I miss it, you know. I miss having those feelings like, oh, when recess or lunchtime, we rush into the canteen and just order our favorite food and chat with our friends in the canteen. Now that I go to school, the canteen's so empty. There's no one, no food stalls, and yeah, I just miss that. You know, it's really fun to be able to feel excited to order and just think about what you want to order at class.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
how about you, sir? How about you?
oh,
What do you miss
you
doing?
know what? One thing that I really miss is the conversation with students like you, face to face. Of course, aside from the formal classes, we
Mm-hmm.
also enjoy meeting you on the hallways, the
Oh yeah,
cafeteria.
yeah,
And I remember, of course, especially for you, Glory, is the last thing that we did before the pandemic is go to a competition.
yeah, yeah. The speech
I miss
competition.
going to competitions on a Saturday, especially if I go to the school bus and go to another
Yeah,
school.
school
Yeah,
bus.
right.
Bus ride are always so fun, sir. I miss field
Yeah.
trip as well.
Yeah, but because being one of the coaches for competitions, I really miss taking students. And of course, the last one is the one with you, with Dazzle, and the other students, right? Did you miss that too? Did you miss going to competitions or any
Yeah.
events?
Yeah, I do. I miss the hectic preparation, sir. I miss like the nervous feeling to go
Mm.
up front and just do what you're supposed to do. And I miss like having to meet new people in
Oh,
competition. We
uh,
get to see how many great people out there. It's so inspiring and like it's so eye-opening, sir.
true. That's actually those are actually the goal of us teachers or coaches to expose you to other environments like you seeing other students and learning. Oh, that's how you do it in your school, or oh, I learned this also. You tend to compare, tend to look at how better your school is or how sometimes you can see also some lacking in your school
Hmm.
compared to others, things like that. So those you said it right, it's eye opener, right? You tend to learn a lot of new things, and of course the socializing part, you gain. I don't know whether you have connected with them as friends already, with the other competitors, but at least you get to see and you get to learn how you can adjust to new people,
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's good. And of course, yeah. So that's really how I miss that, really. The Saturdays competitions. Me checking on you whether you're on the road already, and then dismissing you and checking you whether you already have gone home or things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,